They said the Great Sphinx guarded the sands of Egypt, but few realize it may also be guarding a secret older than the pyramids themselves. Buried beneath its stone paws lies something ancient Egypt never wanted the world to see. For centuries, explorers believed the Sphinx was just a monument, a carved lion with the face of a forgotten king. But in the late 20th century, a series of radar scans revealed something impossible: a hollow chamber directly beneath the statue's body, perfectly symmetrical, untouched for thousands of years. Egyptologists dismissed it as a natural cavity, but the data told a different story. One of geometry too precise to be an accident, and energy fields too deliberate to be random. And so, the mystery of the hidden door began. According to ancient texts, the Sphinx was not built to watch over tombs, but to guard what lay beneath. The ancient priests called it the gateway of the gods. Legends whispered of a vault, a place that contained the lost knowledge of a civilization that predated Egypt itself. Plato called it the Hall of Records, a chamber said to hold the history of humanity before the Great Flood. If that were true, it would mean the Sphinx is not merely a statue, but a seal, placed by those who survived the fall of Atlantis. The Great Sphinx of Giza stands 240 feet long and 66 feet high, carved from a single block of limestone. It stares directly toward the rising sun, a symbol of rebirth. But those who have studied its weathering patterns noticed something unusual. The body shows signs of water erosion, not sand. That means the Sphinx must have been built during a time when Egypt was lush and wet, long before the desert existed. Could it be over 12,000 years old? If so, it predates the pharaohs, the pyramids, and even recorded history. In the 1990s, a team led by geologist Dr. Robert Schoch and author John Anthony West used seismic surveys to probe beneath the Sphinx. The results shocked everyone. Beneath its front paws, they detected rectangular voids, empty spaces precisely aligned with the monument's axis. When they presented their findings, the Egyptian authorities refused to allow further excavation. Their reason? To protect the monument. But skeptics wondered, was there something more? Soon after, independent researchers began to speak of a hidden door, a small rectangular stone slab located on the Sphinx's north flank, sealed flush with the body. It was nearly invisible to the eye, but stood out clearly in infrared scans. When photos of the anomaly leaked online, Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities quietly ordered the area closed to the public. Some said they were preparing an excavation. Others whispered they had already opened it, at night. What could lie behind that hidden door? Some believe it leads to the fabled Hall of Records, a library carved in crystal tablets, said to hold the true history of humankind. Others think it's a tomb, not for a pharaoh, but for something divine. In one obscure Egyptian papyrus, known as the Book of the Hidden Chamber, it's written, "The lion watches the gate. Beneath its paws lies the path of light, sealed by Ra until the sky turns red again." Could the path of light refer to an ancient energy source buried below the monument? Those who believe in the Hall of Records claim the Sphinx was aligned with the constellation Leo exactly 10,500 years ago, the age when the so-called gods of the first time ruled. The chamber beneath it, they say, holds relics of that age, devices, blueprints, even star maps showing the origins of humankind. But if that's true, why keep it hidden? Some researchers think the Sphinx's builders feared what would happen if that knowledge resurfaced. The myth of the Tower of Babel warns of humanity reaching too high. The myth of Atlantis warns of civilizations destroyed by arrogance. What if the knowledge buried beneath the Sphinx was a technology capable of reshaping the world? And that's exactly what destroyed the last one. In 1997, a group of engineers from Japan's Waseda University conducted ground-penetrating radar scans. Their report confirmed large cavities beneath the Sphinx's right paw and in front of its chest. The data was clear, yet the Egyptian government officially dismissed it again. When asked why no one was allowed to excavate, Dr. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's chief archaeologist at the time, simply replied, "Because there is nothing there." But his later interviews tell a different story. In one video, he admitted, "We found tunnels under the Sphinx that go deeper than expected." Then he smiled and said no more. Whispers among locals tell of nights when trucks entered the Giza plateau after midnight, escorted by military vehicles. Some say they saw faint lights under the Sphinx's chest, as if work was happening underground, but nothing was ever reported officially. In 2009, a leaked photograph appeared online, showing a narrow stone shaft with steps descending into darkness, carved directly beneath the Sphinx. The image was quickly removed, and those who shared it claimed their accounts were taken down. Even more puzzling are the symbols etched around the supposed door. High-resolution scans show faint hieroglyphs resembling the Eye of Ra and the Ankh, both symbols connected to divine power and eternal life. The placement is deliberate, almost like a lock. In Egyptian myth, only the one who holds the key of life could pass through the gate of the sun. If that's metaphorical, it might describe a ritual. But if literal, it could refer to a mechanism, one that requires something shaped like the Ankh to open it. Could the Ankh and the Eye of Ra be parts of the same system? Clues leading to whatever was sealed beneath? Ancient priests may have designed these symbols not as religious icons, but as maps of power. And those who tried to uncover them, from Napoleon's soldiers to modern archaeologists, might have triggered something long dormant. There's a legend among Egyptian locals that the Sphinx roars before disaster. During the massive Cairo earthquake of 1992, witnesses claimed to hear deep rumbling beneath the statue before the tremors began. Seismic sensors recorded underground vibrations not matching natural fault lines. What if the Sphinx isn't just a monument, but a machine, an ancient regulator connected to the Earth's magnetic field? The ancients called it "she who watches time." What if, buried beneath it, lies something meant to awaken when the stars align again? Every 26,000 years, Earth's axial tilt completes a precession cycle. When the Sphinx was aligned to Leo 2,500 years ago, the age of Leo began, symbolizing power and rebirth. Today, that alignment is returning. In 2025, the sun rises over Giza almost exactly in line with the Sphinx's gaze for the first time in millennia. Some believe this is no coincidence, that the door beneath will respond when the heavens match the pattern of creation. What if that moment isn't a myth, but a countdown? Skeptics argue these are fantasies, that the chamber is empty, the door a natural crack. But then again, history is full of truths buried as myths. Troy was a myth, until Heinrich Schliemann found its ruins. The Dead Sea Scrolls were legends, until they were real. Why not the Hall of Records? Even Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet of the early 1900s, predicted a chamber of knowledge would be found beneath the Sphinx before the end of this century. His writings spoke of a record of the beginning of time, when man came to Earth from the stars. Could that be symbolic or literal? When you look at the Sphinx's face, you notice something unsettling. It doesn't match the body. The head is too small, suggesting it was recarved, possibly from a lion's head. If true, the Sphinx we see today might have once depicted something else, a guardian older than Egypt itself. The erosion around its neck shows multiple stages of restoration. Each civilization that ruled Egypt might have altered it, but none dared touch what lay beneath. Even today, there are tunnels beneath the Giza plateau that remain off-limits, guarded by military posts. Researchers with permits are escorted and timed. Cameras are restricted. What are they protecting? In 2021, satellite ground imaging revealed an entire grid of cavities stretching from the Sphinx toward the Great Pyramid, like a hidden city below the sand. A complex of chambers, maybe a network that once connected the temples above with something buried deep underground. A civilization's last attempt to hide its knowledge from the next flood. What makes this more disturbing is a pattern seen across ancient cultures. The Mayans buried codices beneath temples. The Sumerians sealed tablets in ziggurats. The Egyptians may have buried their own truths under the Sphinx. Every civilization that rose to greatness feared one thing: losing everything. And so, they carved their legacy into stone and hid it beneath guardians that would outlast time. So what lies behind the Sphinx's hidden door? Maybe nothing, maybe everything. But one thing is certain: the story of human history is incomplete, and the answers are right beneath our feet. If the Hall of Records exists, it could rewrite everything we know about where we came from and where we're going. Perhaps that's why it remains sealed. To protect us from the truth, or to protect the truth from us. The Sphinx keeps her silence, staring endlessly toward the horizon, her eyes aligned with eternity. The sands shift, the winds whisper, and the stars return to their ancient place in the sky. One day that hidden door will open, and when it does, the world may never be the same again. Subscribe to World History Secrets, because some secrets were never meant to stay buried.